I really love Aaron Hamlin, my favorite iCarly character.
And now featuring Aaron Hamlin, picture of Jerry Trainer.
They fucking did that. They were doing a Ninja Sex Party concert featuring Starbomb. And when they introduced Starbomb, Aaron came out wearing a Mega Man helmet and a shittily not sized for him Buster arm, and he was like, "And me, that's right, it's me." And then they were like, "Aaron Hamlin," and they just showed a picture of Jerry Trainer.
Hey, at least it's better than Tim Buckley.
You mean Bum Tickly?
Ah, yes.
That guy looks like a. Here, I'll show you.
The guy looks like a knockoff child rapist.
Guy looks like a home bargain pedophile.
That's
we got a bargain bin child diddler up in here.
God.
Diddler is a good word, actually. Not in that context.
Diddle kid.
But if you have to think of a
Diddle
word
kid is here.
that just sounds like what it is, diddle. Diddle.
Hey, diddle, diddle. The fox and the fiddle.
Yeah, look at this
Fuck.
fucking guy.
Oh my god.
Bum Tickly.
That guy is
Oh,
also
no.
just
Oh.
stupid.
That's not good.
That's what that artist look. Oh no.
Yeah, he's
Pressed need on the loot roll for life's
Shut up!
most epic
Shut up!
husband.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
He wrote
Shut up!
that.
Shut up!
He was singing.
I'll
You just
put
got
my-
your hair in her food.
I'll put my hair in your food again.
I would fucking slap the shit out of you.
That's why I don't do it to you.
I'm so pissed for you. What the fuck?
I like
Hockey
red.
puck now too.
Fucking give that back. I see. Our friendship means less to you than graphite.
Which one did you give me?
I don't know. Pick one.
That one.
So
I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those sessions.
This is gonna be one of those sessions.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, it'll help if we turn the lights off.
It'll help.
Yeah. So let's turn. The
I'm
lights on.
not doing it.
We get a lot better at being serious when the lights are off.
Yeah, that's why the Wednesday game never has them off.
Neither does the Sunday one.
We're plenty serious during that one.
It's just because our characters are so sad, though.
Put with your fist.
Punch it.
Don't
No,
punch
don't
the
punch.
wall.
Don't literally punch it.
If you put a hole in my wall, I'm going to be mad pissed.
Here, let me.
Why doesn't the app work with the lights anymore?
yeah, it's just told you like.
You're just.
I tried, I have literally spent hours trying to fix those lights, and I was like,
No more. It's really abandoned.
No more.
No more.
Does this light just not turn off anymore?
that switch is busted.
Right, but does that just mean we don't turn these lights off?
You know,
anymore?
when those get screwed back in now, they're going to blink, and it's going to piss my mom off to no end.
What do you mean? They're normal light bulbs.
Those are not normal light bulbs.
You sure?
Take them out. That is not a normal light bulb.
Oh, really? You sure? Look at it closely.
Does it just say normal light bulb in big
Those are
block
like-
letters on it? Like, what are we going
It
for?
is a normal light bulb.
I know what the LEDs feel like.
I know what...
I know what
Go
your
ahead,
mom
say it.
feels like.
Oh, no. No. I need like a diet Dr. Pee-Pee.
Oh man, the lights being off really isn't helping, is it?
Well, let's get to it then.
Hey guys, what happened last time?
Bullshit.
Anger.
Anger.
Where's the light?
I don't know.
Angry.
That feels subjective to me. I think what happened last time wasn't really anger. I think it was fine.
It was butt.
Yeah. You
Where
sure?
did the bag go, Tat?
Bag 'em and tag 'em right in your ass.
Forehead.
Well, we usually have it in a chair.
Oh, man.
Well, fuck. Fuck. Is this me? No. Is this me? No. Is this me? Yes. If that had also been no, I would have been very confused.
You okay?
It lifts.
Yeah.
It does not have to be that small.
Oh shit, did we forget?
This chair.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, we forgot our core rulebook, Tat.
I'm not leaning back. I know how that goes. And
I have
yes,
my
you
core
did.
book.
Oh, well, we have one at least. And we have Amy's. So the party got back last time.
That they did.
We got back.
It was somber. We found out why shortly after.
Yep, Lasara has revealed that she has been entreating with Asmodeus for quite some time.
Literally since we acquired him.
Yep, before actually.
No, it was.
It was since we acquired him.
It was just the plots for very bad transformation were in before Asmodeus.
But
That was more a player plot than a character plot until Asmodeus.
Until
arrived.
Asmodeus came right onto our lap, so yeah.
I don't want him on my lap.
Well.
But anyways,
He
so
would like you and his.
no.
Matt, that's sitting on
Cursed.
something.
Cursed.
What?
The
Is that
book
my
is
book?
sitting on something.
Oh no, my book's in there.
Oh, it's the hockey puck.
Oh.
It's the Pocky Huck.
But anyway, so yeah,
Tuck that pocky right into your asshole. You
Oh,
fucking
hell yeah.
we have Lasara revealed that Asmodeus has been entreating with her for quite some time, and that she has undergone a transformation which made Castor feel very angry and conflicted because his religion says that devils
Castor is religiously, morally obligated
are to kill her.
Right.
to just absolutely decimate her existence out of it being that.
Yep. Cora was quite angry because she felt like it was a kind of reversion of it was Lazara not learning from her past and betraying us.
Fuck me.
And
Toss had some objections to that.
yeah.
His objections were that you're a hypocrite and also a vampire, and Castor wasn't pleased about that either.
I
And
do
then
remember.
he jokingly made a remark about what else was hiding from us was the heart of Vanis in Lasara too, and then the answer to that was yes.
Oh, you
Castor
hadn't
was
told
less
him
than
yet.
pleased. The party has generally agreed that if Lasara can find a way to get Ravix to disguise her appearance on the reg so that not everyone immediately knows that she is in fact a demon, or devil rather, that they can continue to cooperate until the end of the shadow. And then there's gonna be a fight.
Says you.
Says you.
Yeah.
Right.
We also Cass.
Oh no, whether Castor wins or Lasara wins that's up for debate. There will be a fight.
A fight involves two willing parties.
No, it doesn't. It only requires one person to initiate and the other to either self-defend or run, but it's a fight either way.
I mean, if you can teleport away, it's not much of a fight.
Where are you going?
Still a fight, just very short.
Where Castor isn't, he can't teleport.
That's true.
Where are you going, Castorant?
Literally anywhere else.
But Cass also was like, "Hey, we should be cool with our friend," and
This would be the worst possible time to drive her away.
yeah.
The worst possible time, in fact. Like, there would be no other time, bar her actually just, like, fucking, I don't know, fucking Asmodeus. Like, that's way worse, but sure, like, that's not gonna happen.
I don't know where you were going with that one, but sure, man. Pop off.
But
It is the best time to stay.
got it.
Yep.
Good job.
To stay with her.
But yeah, and got the, Lasara told her the tale of what's gone on. That tale got passed to us. We all went to to visit in the war room.
Titty sprankles.
Koss revealed himself. Cass. All of you fucking people with your same names. I have a distinct name.
I think the problem is just you, Haley.
Yeah, no, I don't really think we...
Castor.
And there's also Dana and Deja, and you are the only one who regularly has problems with any of this.
I'm the DM of that game.
Yeah.
That makes it even worse.
Shut up, the DM.
So we
I have
established...
definitely turned to them and been Cass, and then moved into whatever.
Listen, when the Casses are on one side of the table, you just be like, Cass, and then they'll both look up and you'll be like, no, sorry, other one.
Which one? If they both look up, which one?
Point.
Okay.
But we established that we're going to need to very carefully plot out how we're going to go about collecting armies from various sources and intermingling that, or interspersing that rather, with taking down these temples,
Oh.
so that we strike a
where's
good
that
balance between like
Paper.
having forces to oppose Azathoth when he does wake up,
Actually.
and like
Having Azathoth
waking
enough to destroy
Azathoth up early enough that he's like less powerful, because that's the point of destroying the temples in the first place.
Did you?
And we've also come to the conclusion that
wanna show them my
full
paper?
throttling it either in building armies or in just building armies or just destroying temples, both would be bad, because if we just destroy temples, then there will be no armies to defend the realm, and therefore no realm left to be saved. And if we just build armies, yeah, we'll delay the inevitable, but Azathoth might be too strong for us to actually take down.
Yeah, that's why I said we're striking a balance.
So I've got my beta sheet here for that.
Beta.
This is still subject to change, and even if it doesn't change, one thing that is worth noting about this sheet, which are basically your stats for the end of the game, is that there are things that aren't on this sheet that you guys could still do that would be helpful. They either are stuff A, I didn't think of, or B, are just not immediately obvious answers to your questions, like to your problems. But here it is. On the sides are like the severity of your problem. On the top should be like the strength of the enemy at present, the preparedness of the world. You've got your armies that you've secured already, and then you've got your list of potential help down here.
Pass that around if you want.
Azathoth loses a point of strength for every temple destroyed. He might also lose strength for other actions partaken by the party.
Similarly, there are other armies to go find, and after looking at all of the numbers, damn you, you did some, yeah.
Hold on, wait. Was I right? Do we need help?
I mean, I already said as much. I already said as much in game, but I didn't realize exactly how powerful that was.
So we might need armies like from the Hells, for example.
What do the X's signify on this list?
What X is where?
On the armies.
Oh, those X's don't serve any purpose. I was experimenting with her, like showing her like how this
okay.
math works out.
I see.
It's just like the Hells are one of the more powerful armies in the world, rivaled only by the Drow and Archbridge. I think.
Lasara is a devil now.
Alright,
Halifax and the Sheenor are also substantial.
Yes,
What if
yes, they are.
Lasara did a default dance with all four wings and her arms?
What? Who is Everwatch? What?
You'll see.
What?
Interesting.
What? Okay.
And here we thought I was the only one keeping secrets.
Don't worry, no souls.
So,
At least not mine.
Oh, I see now.
something I am gonna say is probably after this session, which I feel like will be the conclusion of the fallout from Pyra, Lasara, as well as you guys planning exactly what your next couple of steps are, as well as probably going in the direction of your next couple of steps. I'm probably going to put the game on a brief hiatus, probably a maximum of a month. I kind of had a realization over the last week or so, and especially sitting down in this chair right now, it's like I just need a break from this.
That's fine.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with you guys. I just need a break.
No worries.
No, we all need breaks.
No problem.
It's happened before.
I don't mind if we find something else to do on Thursdays for that time. But not this.
What the fuck was that?
It was that Bluetooth speaker.
I didn't
Oh.
realize I was pushing the power button.
Okay. I thought you were fucking getting a radio station there.
You probably could, and if you used iHeartRadio.
Interesting.
Yeah, you could it is a Bluetooth speaker after all.
Bluetooth my asshole.
I've also figured out a plan, but
Oh, there
It's
are
potential-
also armies that probably aren't on that list.
you don't want to take a look?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to strategize this well.
I mean,
You don't have to. It's just there's the information.
I like the rankings of world preparedness and Azathoth's strength.
Yes.
yeah.
What the hell? Oh.
With it being almost the best situation for us, it'd still be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Which, I mean,
lowest
with-
possible, his lowest possible weakness. It's gonna be hard.
Which, unless we figure out something quite clever, we can't even get there.
You don't need to, I can see.
There you go. I got lights for you. But anyways.
The undead are an army that we could add to that.
Well, we already have that one.
Yeah, and they're one we can add. It's not listed anywhere.
Actually, no. It's part of our forces.
Like, it's part of our already have forces.
I'm aware. I do not see
You okay?
undead
Arc
listed
Bridge.
on that paper, is what I'm saying.
Arc Bridge.
Yeah, Archbridge.
Oh, well.
Did you drop scissors?
No. I closed my pen on my finger.
Ouch.
Well, so I believe Cass and Cass and
Caster.
Cass and Lazara were going to go deal with something, and I believe that Castor and Cora were going to talk about undead.
Go
Oh shit. Fuck. I need something very specific.
So,
And I don't think I can get it from like a monster manual or anything.
What are you looking for?
butt ball.
I'm gonna need a stat block.
No, play drop
Butt
ball.
chug.
Wanna learn
And I didn't bring my laptop because I'm really smart, so. Like, super smart, guys.
learn play.
So, are we picking back up on the Sara and Cassandra?
Why not?
okay.
I don't really know what.
If you need time, we can go to Castor and Cora.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm gonna need to pull something up. If you guys can stall me, that would be awesome.
Sure, why not?
We ended off with Castor and Cora agreeing to speak about it later. Castor is currently in his room.
I mean, actually, did we say later?
Yes,
Yes.
because we had to end the session.
Well, it's later now.
Yeah.
That's the point.
It's later now.
Okay. So I guess I'm there with you. Right?
Have you joined at this point?
Sure.
Alright, cool.
So after closing the door behind us, like Cora kind of like looks around, like kind of sticks her head out the door and said, "So you said you seem to you know how to deal with this then?"
Maybe. I can't be 100% certain. I've always been more of a warrior than a curative type, but there's at least knowledge out there on how these things are dealt with aside from putting them to the axe.
I would very much like to avoid that. If it makes you feel any better, no, I haven't been hunting people.
That does put me a bit more at ease.
The only blood I've drank was shed willingly, and belonged to a fae, but they don't count, right?
I don't think the scriptures have a position on otherworldly entities that aren't
At present, this is the only one I'm gonna need.
That one was.
Yeah, but fae in general aren't.
It's worth noting she was very evil.
And I guess that's fine. That's a complicated situation.
You
That's
don't
a
have
whole deal.
That's its whole own.
You don't have
deal.
any creeds for vampires? What hunt other vampires? That's been a thing in fiction for a very long time.
And now Blade, starring Cora.
I don't know of any off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that would be a thing in common literature. Well, fictional literature anyway. Who's heard of a vampire actually hunting other vampires?
I could start.
That'd be cool.
She gives you a sarcastic grin. In any case, the jokes aside, curing this is my curing this, though it hasn't been a high priority, is much preferred. I don't actually. It's strange. Let me show you. And she pulls out like a small mirror that she had, that she uses to assist in her scrying. Look at this. And she kind of like positions it behind her and waves her hand. I still have mostly a reflection, and she channels positive energy and like heals herself, and I don't suffer from positive energy. Koss seems to think there's no cure. I seem to think...
Caster reaches over and places his hand on your head and channels positive energy.
Am I okay? What, with positive energy channeled to you?
That isn't her own.
That isn't your own?
Yeah.
No. You take however much damage he heals you for.
Cora springs back and just... Okay. So that's how that works.
Interesting. That was definitely positive energy. That was in your hand just there. That's plain as day. But why did yours be fine and mine hurt you? Maybe because mine comes from the sun?
Caster, there's something I've been wondering. Something that's been really bothering me. You noticed in the war room, Koss spoke about, Lazara spoke about how I was a hypocrite because I was channeling souls. I have avoided trying to steal souls, often, but any amount should be anathema to Shireen. The fact that I still can, and nothing goes wrong. Caster, we may need to face facts. I don't think divine magic works how anyone thinks it does. We saw the state of safe.
And yet people have been casting her will literally since that point in time that we were... God, I can't still wrap my head around that. But I understand what you're getting at. I don't know much about Shireen, but she's, what's the word? Psychopomp, a farrier of souls, yes?
Yes, of sorts. She ensures that souls go to their proper resting places.
Then you keeping them from there, or even, frankly, touching an artifact that does so, should be completely anathema, and your powers should have voided you, but you've still displayed prowess in the divine magics since you picked up the sword. It's very intriguing.
It's worth exploration, don't you think?
Indeed.
So here's my plan. Actually, no, there's no time. There's no time at all.
There's at least time to speak your mind. I want to hear this.
The gods have divine realms, correct?
Right.
We've been to Leona's plane. I just wonder how... Holy shit. I wonder if there isn't somewhere in the planescape some powerful font or well or something of divine magic that is under control of, well, very much not the divines we worship.
Good to go whenever you guys are done.
It might be worth finding if such a thing does exist.
Unfortunately, your previous statement holds true. We don't have time to do that right now, but if we can plan everything right, and everything goes according to plan, which I strongly doubt, just because of the way those things work, we might be able to once this is all over. I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of talk, and a lot of it is confidence, but with any
Great
mortal
confidence
man.
makes great confidence.
Yes, my confidence is immense.
Much like your meat.
My plans are great and my hat is huge. Thanks, twerp.
I love my big hat.
God.
But
I
as
love
with
my
any
big hat.
mortal man, an amount of it, of course, is just mere bravado.
I can't pretend that was Emerald now.
Nice.
Woof.
I can pretend that was fucking nice because it was.
I don't
If
think.
it really came down to it, I mean, I am morally and religiously obligated to put Lasara down once this is all over. I can't now because we need her, frankly. I hate to admit it, but we need her and her forces that she can command. It will be imperative in our fight against the Shadow. But after that, I'm basically obligated to put my axe to her neck, but honestly, I don't know if that would go very well. She's a very powerful sorceress, and now she's got higher beings on her side.
Caster, have you ever heard of the phrase, better the devil you know?
I have, but never from anyone with the church. We're not really a lesser evils kind of type.
I don't know. There's much I'm considering.
As for the... We'll call it affliction for now. Because it's odd. It's not like any vampirism I've ever seen, or frankly heard of, or studied. You're not quite undead. I could recognize that basically on sight. It's probably why you've been able to keep it from me for so long, which, by the way, I'm still angry at you for.
I'm sorry, I was trying to find a way. I didn't want to be lesser to you.
You didn't think I wouldn't help you?
You're helping now. I didn't think that you would get angry. I thought I could hide it and it never have to come up.
All things come to light, Cora, eventually.
I'm learning that.
As for your affliction itself, it's unique, to say the least. You're not quite there, but you're not wholly mortal anymore. You're kind of in between. When exactly did this start again?
The temple. I don't know if you ever saw, but there was some compulsion that overwhelmed me after that thing stuck one of its appendages in my throat. That was either the point of affliction or I just was overcome with an urge to sample its blood. Could have been that. I don't know. But, and like I said, I've only felt the urge when surrounded by bloodshed before, but I've always been able to overcome it.
Type of sanguiphage, then. Interesting.
But
Have you bitten anyone alive?
yes,
Do they still live?
she's fine.
And how has their state changed?
Not at all.
They remain perfectly mortal.
Perfectly immortal, perfectly normal.
No oddness in the reflections, no sharpness of the teeth, glowing eyes.
Trust me, Caster, I'd know.
Interesting. Have you had any particular sway over this individual outside what you may have had usually?
Well, she sleeps with me, Caster,
I figured it was Graceland.
but... So no.
Alright, it's Graceland.
No,
Alright,
I'm not.
the cat's out of the bag now. No more than usual? Not that I'd assume you'd be willing to anyway.
No, but speaking of, I should probably return them. They're still at Halifax. Since that trial has been put on hold for now.
Yes, it would be best to get everyone home. Galahad was kind enough to bring in our stuff.
God's above and what are we gonna tell them? Do we
have to
just
hide
keep
her
the
appearance
secret?
first. We have to.
All things come to light eventually.
By that point, it'll be too late for them to do anything about it.
By the way, I was a vampire for a while.
At least not before the threat has ended.
Who are you telling about your vampirism? No, I'm talking about...
Lasara being a devil.
I'm talking about Lazara being a devil, and what are we gonna tell fucking the others?
Who are the others exactly?
Lady Kadra.
Okay, yeah, she's not here right now.
Lady Kadra,
I was about to say, the rest of the keep knows, fam.
The rest...
Actually...
The rest of the keep does know already. It can't be hidden forever.
Kind of a petulant child just walks into an open keep looking like something everyone wants dead.
Perhaps she doesn't... Perhaps she thought we would keep control of the situation, or she didn't care.
Well, I mean, nobody was dead when we got here, so... At least nobody was stupid enough to try. We have that on our hands, at least. We have to go to the safety vault in Shinnor. We need to head there anyway. Lasara's got a throne to claim. We've got business with the fire giants, possibly the storm giants, if we can brainstorm some ideas on how to get them onto our side. You've got some control over lightning. That might have some sway, but I can't guarantee anything with that. While we're there, we can assist with dealing with the Savic Vault, see if we can get any more information on how to siphon souls out of the Sword of Kos and into your, automatons?
Project, yes.
In the meanwhile, we can do some more research on if your condition has a precedent and how it may be able to be dealt with. Lasara is beyond the hope of any church now.
She is beyond help.
That does also leave the other problem of how we're actually going to get in there. I'm reasonably ranked within the church, but that's the kind of thing that goes far above my head, access to those vaults.
Well, any door can be picked. Surely they have to bring in materials at some point.
True.
Steal away on one of the caravans. Very hard to see someone who's invisible.
True.
But
Can't be invisible all day.
we'll need to... Well, someone can.
Who? They
No, I
can't be
can't.
invisible all day.
The ring doesn't work like that anymore?
No.
It never did.
But... we'll have to figure it out. Though I don't think that Lasara should sit the throne yet.
No, that definitely has to wait. First, we have to gain allies with the Drow so that we'll be able to stage the false assassination during the coronation so that we can convince Halifax to be on our side.
But the Savic Vaults. We need... There's too much information in there we need. That should be...
over there, Chief?
I'm sorry.
So
Wait,
what are
I'm
you...
not trying to derail anything.
What are you and Ty meeting about?
Fucking Amy was just like fucking filming me on her phone. And like she just like zoomed in on me.
The
And,
part
like,
right before it ends where you turn to look at me is so good.
fucking here, just so we can get it out of the way and then we can stop memeing on the fucking session. Oh fucking
This ain't fucking Wednesday.
this ain't we don't do shit like shit here.
This ain't Crappy Kong's episode
This
2.
ain't Crappy Kong episode here.
Please.
Just
Oh, boy.
It's like a cryptid video.
This is gonna be good.
here, hold on, let me get it.
I'm gonna
for
take
Matt.
the opportunity to get another drink.
Can you put ice in my glass?
Sure.
The part that gets me is that right after I look up, the phone just like shakes, and I know like she lost it. She couldn't hold the phone straight anymore. She fucking lost it. All right, with that out of the way.
Real talk, what
Holy
I was
shit.
laughing at though, like when you were like, no, we can't laugh at this, we have to save it for later, wasn't even that video. It's a video of someone talking about how our D&D game had its first character death, and it's like it's playing in Hearts of the Angels, and they put a photo of like flowers on the character sheet, and I thought that was it, but then they pick it up and slowly put it into a shredder and pat the shredder, and I lost it.
In the eye. And just patting Saying something after interacting with it is like ideal.
It's wonderful.
Just
Oh god, the evidence that I need a break is imminent.
so, we continue Cora and Castor. You guys go ahead.
I didn't have much else to say, but like, she shouldn't sit the throne yet.
I mean, no, nothing's in
Right.
place for that yet.
So then, at least
her butt cheeks real hard.
at least so far as our next step's concerned, Safik Archive, information on souls, information that Lazara needs. She needed something in that vault, didn't she?
I was the one that needed something.
Right. You
No,
needed it.
no, it was Cassandra. She
Right.
wanted research on how the tree worked.
Information on souls, and maybe while we're there, if there's time,
Right.
deal with this.
That would be preferable. One of our biggest issues is going to be getting you in there. I mean, it's
Actually,
difficult to predict because you're not quite undead, but you're definitely not mortal.
hooray. Maybe. Now Galahad's not the only one who can talk about being an immortal.
No, I have no idea if it'll actually extend your lifespan.
Oh, I have no idea either.
Yeah, that's just gonna take time.
One
You're a-
would
you're-
hope I got at least one upside.
Do I get something out of this?
Did you get anything like new out of it at all? Powers, anything? Usually vampirism comes with like wild magic.
Get cool stuff.
When I drank the Fae, I gained some of her strength.
That could just be attributed to drinking Fey blood.
No, I don't think so. But
Did you get strength when you drank other blood?
no,
No.
actually, no. Unless it needs to be from the sword. No,
I will
no.
not raise questions if you experiment with that on your own time, but for
I-
the sake of moral obligation, leave me out of it.
Just to be sure, I won't be eating random people.
Thank you.
You have my
I don't know
word.
why that needed clarification, but
You
It's
have
like
my
Galahad's reaction when Lasara said, "I promise I won't be the boogeyman from now on," and Galahad was just like, "Have you been being the boogeyman?"
were you the
I-
Babadook? I heard some kids screaming last night. Was that you?
You have something to say?
No, No.
I have not been eating people beforehand either.
I'm glad to hear that. Right.
In any case, I'll go find the others.
Right, we need to discuss our next steps.
Actually, no, I'll retrieve I'll retrieve Kadra and then. But good day for now.
Don't let them anywhere near Lasara unless she's either disguised or the situation has been explained. I don't want them attacking her like we almost did.
And Cora will teleport away.
Why didn't we attack her?
Yeet.
She's teleporting to Arkridge.
You,
You can't do that, can you?
no.
No, not Arkridge. Fucking Halifax.
Halifax.
That you can do.
That
Half
you
the
can do.
flax.
Halifax.
Half
What
effects.
do you do there?
I'm going to
Yeah.
attempt to find.
No facts.
I'm going to attempt to find.
Half a
To find
fox.
everyone.
What do you mean by everyone?
Kadra, Boltjaw, Gracelyn,
Oh,
anyone else who came with us.
Alright. Well, while you're in the middle of doing that.
So,
yeah.
Lasara had said that she was gonna go on a like test flight, and did you like make it known that you were going with her?
I mean, she didn't really make it known that she was going, but she's not making it evident that she's trying to like hide.
You're not trying to hide it. You just didn't say you were coming. You elected to.
Yes.
Just go. We're just walking in the same direction. Isn't that weird?
So, Lasara heads up to the ramparts, and she at least doesn't look like she's noticed you. But she takes off from like one of the higher like walls of the keep that she could use as like, maybe if I fly high enough, I won't immediately be recognized. And
Someone points in the sky and yells, "Dragon!"
it's a plane. As you like take off to follow her, it is immediately very evident that she's faster than you. She's almost twice as fast as you, like flying.
You have like a 60 feet movement.
Yours is 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's 50. So she's almost twice as fast as you. But she is
That's the
heading.
wings, baby.
She's heading like west towards like the most unpopulated area she can think of. Somewhere where like there wouldn't be anyone around to witness anything that she was necessarily about to do.
Trees.
Actually, yeah. Can you pull up the map for me, Thad?
So I was
just
literally in the middle of that.
yeah, I want to see what like geographically is to the west, so I know what I'm going for here.
Geographically to the west.
That's the Shattered Oaks.
Yep.
That'd be more northwest, I think.
No.
No?
We are northeast of it.
Oh, hell. Okay.
So you're heading straight into some mountains, bud.
Well,
yeah, would be pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
mountains aren't terrible for not getting noticed. So yeah, we're heading into that mountain range, like between the Shattered Oaks and Sunstone.
Okay.
And I mean, eventually you're gonna start losing sight of her if you don't.
She's going as fast as she can. Like, she's got metal legs. What do you want me to do?
Tell her you're going with her so she'll slow down. Is if what you want to do. She's going full speed too.
I guess she calls out. Like, I don't quite know exactly what. I mean,
Fire the gun. I
Yeah,
don't care.
fire. Actually, no. Just pull out the laser gun.
Oh yeah. Fucking aerial striker out of the sky. Good idea.
Well, no, just give it a warning
She'll
shot.
drop.
Well, I guess
That's a hell of a signal flare. Fucking laser.
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess that solves that problem.
Well, no, she wasn't. She just like calls out. It's like.
Wait.
You've got
Please.
wind pushing down your throat. Are you sure you can?
Yeah, like, she's trying.
Just shoot the fucking gun.
Bang.
You see Lissara like put on what the equivalent of like a wing brakes. He like
Well,
fans
just
them
like,
out,
Yeah, fans them out.
and she's like looking around. And she sees you. I should have known.
Hello.
Just shoot her. Okay, it's right there.
It's right there.
Speed up.
I have metal legs.
Yeah. I guess I don't really have anything for that. So we've probably been flying for about like 20 minutes at this point, so it's like a decent distance away from the keep,
Yeah.
and we're not really near any civilization that I know of. So when you catch up to her, she's just gonna go ahead and like touch down in like a decently flat mountain clearing.
Chili.
Onion.
Brace.
Onion.
I think we're probably far enough away from the keep now.
Well, I don't see the keep.
That was my first indicator, yeah.
That would have been my first guess. Yes.
There's also a bit of a mountain there, so. But yes, what are you doing? She doesn't ask it like that. She's just like, so why did you...
During this transformation, I was informed of some of the new abilities I have.
Is it to cut a mountain in half?
No, not yet.
Oh.
That was a question.
I was just joking.
But, for all intents and purposes, my lord gifted me a minion.
Oh, I see.
And I would like to test it out somewhere where I don't need to worry about casters axe cleaving it into.
Can you make sure it
Smells like
doesn't
heresy.
blow up the mountain?
It will obey me. It doesn't have a choice.
Let's
And
hope
she
so.
like cracks her fingers and like a couple sparks fly from like her knuckles.
Oh, fancy.
Obey me. Buttock.
And she like thrusts both hands out in like a clawed motion, and you hear her start speaking like very, very fast and infernal as she's like chanting something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write this out exactly, but the gist of what it is she is invoking something's name, and she is calling forth like a ravager of the hells and a predator of souls. And the chant finishes off with "Rise from the darkness, Vaknir." And there's this like it's basically like a summoning circle that opens. It's got like this ring of infernal text with like the pentacle.
Oh,
in the
it's
center.
just a fucking FMA alchemy circle.
Yeah, it's just an alchemy circle that
Well, I
opens
thought-
up on the fucking
I was
clearing.
imagining like an oblivion ring just opens up and then just flies out like a Balrog.
Dude, this fucking ring opens with the like star in the center, and as soon as it opens, there is like the sound of a scream and then a rush of
Go
cinders
get
out
the
of
house
it.
phone, it's ringing.
Oh, the landline phone is being hacked.
Yeah, I don't know what world we live in where I have a fucking landline phone for some reason.
But yeah, this big circle appears. These cinders rush up out of it, and you see one really big paw like come up and claw its way into the stone, and then this like large dog-like creature just claws its way out of this hole.
Oh, it's the bad boy.
And like full like like immersion from this portal. It's a large creature, so it's big. It's the size of Erna, I think. Erna's large, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a large hound in front of you. It's mostly black skinned with like a really gaunt frame, but it's got this like cinder like fiery ribcage that has got like ashes coming off it, and it's got red infernal going all up and down it. And it has a mane that looks like it is just smoke, essentially. And when it like breathes, you can see like heat like coming out of its mouth.
It's Balrog. You've got a Balrog.
What a pleasant name it has. Erna's paws are bigger.
Well,
I don't doubt it. And it lets out this like brief growl, and then she immediately says heal and infernal, and it like it doesn't sit, but it does the like dog bow essentially.
Yeah.
And she just like reaches one hand out towards the like muzzle of it. You should do nicely.
Does the bad boy bite her?
no.
No.
Because it is a good boy.
That
He
is
is-
not a good boy.
They're good dogs, Haley.
No.
They're good dogs.
Hellhounds are not good boys.
You don't know that it's a hellhound.
It's probably a hellhound.
You don't know that it's a hellhound.
If it's a horse with a dog mouth, it's close enough.
It wasn't a horse with a dog mouth. That's the cleric beast,
That
but
is
on two
safe
legs.
for water. That's what you do with yours, yeah.
Oh no.
But once this creature is like summoned and like the equivalent of a greeting kinda has been said, she's like,
Does it speak?
it understands infernal, it doesn't speak any languages,
Oh.
but she can communicate with it and command it and stuff.
Speaking.
So, like, there's this probably like this mountain tree there that's just like this kind of scarce, like wintry looking dead thing.
Yeah.
And she just like points to it and snaps and like commands it to burn, and it breathes this like massive cone of like hellfire upon it and sets it alight. Yes. This is what we need.
You got my theme right.
This is just the beginning.
I do appreciate the help, but I am wary of your what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like
Companion?
not companion.
Enthusiasm.
Yes, enthusiasm. I am wary of your enthusiasm.
Power like this is exactly what I made this deal for.
Right.
Help minions.
The
Things that can help.
the help isn't the issue. It's your enthusiasm that I'm concerned about.
So you
asked you, Mom.
so you don't trust me either.
I don't distrust you. It's just, at least not now. But power, absolute power can eclipse absolute power.
I don't doubt that.
It's happened many times before in history. I don't want you to be a repeat.
I keep my head as level as I can from day to day. My enthusiasm, as you've put it, is more relief than anything.
Listen, Cass, I don't get to have much often. Can I have this?
I paid a steep price for this deal, in more ways than one.
Yes, I've noticed. Everyone in the keep has noticed.
It's not just the the appearance.
I'm sure it isn't, but it's a pretty big giveaway. You have to admit.
I've had to sacrifice much for this. I wanted to make sure that it was worth it.
What else did you do to get to this point? I know you went to Shienor to slay one of your parents.
And does Castor know that?
Did I? I didn't.
I did say to relay what I had told you to him, but you didn't specifically say whether or not you told him that, so I don't know.
Yeah, you did not specifically state that you elected to include that. That is your decision.
No secrets, he knows.
Well, I'm sure that didn't help. But you're right. No secrets. I killed my mom for this deal. There was... Fuck. Amy, what was the name of the race of people in the Plane of Fire? I'm sorry. The, like, bronze dudes.
Azers?
Azers.
Yeah!
Yay!
There was an Azer man in the Plane of Fire. I killed him. I stole the heart on his bidding. And I killed Eliana at his bidding.
I had my suspicions.
Oh.
I mean, it didn't make any sense for her to not be the person that killed him.
And you wrote in oh my god, and you wrote in a fucking thing to throw me off the trail of you two.
Well, I couldn't have you knowing I killed her.
I'm not entirely surprised.
You sent me? Oh my god.
A random room, you're the only one there that happened to found her. It wasn't close to your room. It's a bit suspicious.
You do have a keen eye.
I mean, what was I going to do? Out you in the middle of much more important, admittedly.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm not proud of it, Cassandra. I don't want you to make that mistake.
Well, I don't think you are.
I know I've had to do terrible things for this. I just wanted to make sure it was worth it. So far, provided I don't wake up with Castor's axe to my neck one morning. And I stay on the right track and in Asmodeus's good graces. We just might be able to do this.
And then we died.
She drinks some cough syrup.
She's drinking straight fucking syrup.
She's drinking laudanum.
Laudanum.
She just gets a thing of molasses and just
This
like,
entire
sucks it
party
down.
needs a dose of laudanum daily to stay fucking sane.
For the uninitiated, laudanum is a solution of alcohol and opioids, which in the modern day you never mix because they will kill you.
Yep.
But in the old days, they
It was a
mixed,
cure for stuff.
It
This
was
stuff.
like ghosts in
They-
your blood. You
They
should do
literally
cocaine.
mixed heroin with alcohol.
It was a cure for stuff.
It
Just
makes
like-
Make some laudanum for my head.
Cures whatever ails ya.
Or
And
you won't remember being sick.
It
That's-
makes the
hey,
pain
that's
in
a
my
cure.
head go away.
It permanently removes any chronic pain you have by you just not remembering you have the pain.
So much acid.
Debuff removal via death.
Holy shit, when Cam put that stuff in chat, I was just like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
even get
What the
that
How do you
fuck?
take 500 times the normal amount of acid and not just...
Expired.
Gone.
Oh yeah, a
Stricken
lady took
gallon.
like 550 times the recreational dose of LSD, and it cured her pain.
I mean, I believe it in a
Another-
sense.
Another girl had BPD and took 10 times the recommended amount for recreational purposes, and it cured it.
Hey, man.
She did not suffer any mental illnesses afterwards, save postpartum depression, like 13 years later when she lost her, when she had her kid.
So anyways,
Acid's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Back to,
the-
back to this bad boy.
there's a fucking flaming hound idling.
Is there anything else it can do that's fancy?
Does it
Moving
do
away
any
from the
tricks?
depressing conversation that we're having.
Well, its jaws look pretty mean, don't they?
Neat. Make it roll over.
It doesn't know how to sit, if that's what you're asking. Or maybe
I wonder how
sit.
bad.
And he like
Sick, bitch.
seats. Oh,
It does.
well that's news to me.
I mean-
Whatever, play that.
Whatever dog it was in life must have been pretty bad.
He tosses his head back and like spits fire into the air.
Well, I know what that means.
I wonder. And she snaps and casts like a produce flame cantrip at it.
Oh my god.
And it just like absorbs into the body and like disperses. And then he spits fire again.
What if it?
You're gonna play fetch.
I wonder. What if I shot a bomb at it?
Don't.
Well, what if it absorbed it and it blew up? Like it fired the
I
bomb
mean-
out of it.
It's okay with fire that I can tell.
What about this? And brings out the laser gun.
No. This
It's-
is mine now.
It's heat. Well,
You're not gonna shoot my dog. I just got this dog.
I'm not going to kill it.
Are you really trying to take away one of the things that Asmodeus gave to me for this right after I just told you about how much I had to sacrifice for it?
I'm not going to kill it. It's a scientific experiment.
Are you gonna scientifically experiment on Erna with that gun?
Well, no,
Then
because
go
it can't.
fuck
It
yourself.
can't absorb. Erna can't absorb fire.
You're not,
Erna absorbs meat.
you're not shooting. That's true. You're not shooting my dog though. But if this is just the start of things,
Does it get bigger?
I could probably summon a bigger one.
Oh.
Not yet. This is probably the strongest thing that I can summon right now. Summoning magic is very new to me,
Right.
but I was granted access to all kinds of magic that I don't normally have access to as a result of my transformation.
We are going to have to talk with Ravix about disguise.
Makes sense. Although, maybe we don't have to exclusively disguise me. I do think it would be best to find some way to disguise me for my coronation. But that doesn't necessarily have to be true everywhere we go.
Well, maybe not, but out in the public eye, rather.
Out in the public eye, I could be a tiefling.
A tiefling.
Tieflings have fiendish heritage by default.
Well,
I mean,
yes.
I would have to have had fiendish heritage very recently in my lineage, this is certain. But I don't think anyone is going to doubt that I have fiendish heritage looking at me.
Well, no, but wouldn't it be more believable if you just you stayed your Freet form?
Well, it
Or-
would.
Because you did not have these tiefling qualities.
Well, I could just
before.
pretend to be someone else and go by a different name.
I suppose you can do that, yes. Though,
I am alright at lying.
I know it's not a question of if you're good at lying or not. It's a matter of the name Lasara would have a lot of weight if we had Lasara, Queen of Ishianor, around with us.
Yes, but that might make us just as many enemies as it does friends as of right now, considering what happened at the land meet. The
This is
Queen of
true.
Ishianor may not be a very viable ally to have until we stage that assassination.
Who would we try to have kill you?
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out. But I don't think we're going to try going through with the coronation just yet. There are a few more pressing matters. We'll have to talk with the rest of them.
Indeed.
I could definitely save us a bit of gold, a bit of time, and a bit of trouble by only disguising myself for matters related to the Norian throne, and otherwise simply assuming a false moniker. It seems to make sense to me.
What was the drink that we were talking about earlier?
Laudanum.
It's not a drink.
It's a
Syrup.
tonic.
It's a syrup. It's a tonic.
It's a fucking medicine.
It's medicine.
Yeah.
And it's awful for
It's
you.
horrible.
My legs have been acting up. Want some laudanum?
You know what that is, right?
I know. It makes me not feel my legs.
Do you feel your legs normally?
Already.
Well,
The wound.
feel the pain.
So much not leg.
By the gods, I thought Cora was the alcoholic.
That's
Yay!
not how. Hey, it's hold on. That's not alcoholism.
I'm not.
That's an opium addiction.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's true.
I'm not denying that I'm an alcoholic.
You know,
But
there's
I
more.
am denying that I have an opium problem.
Yeah, there's more in that than alcohol, Cassandra.
Well, I know it has opioids in it.
Those aren't good for you.
I know they're not, but I don't do it all the time. Oh wait, I guess I just did deny it.
Wait.
You're gonna want to
hold
work on that.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Lysara finds herself like idly scratching behind Vecnir's ear.
She like switches to sighs like infernal things, just like good boy, pat pat.
You're a brave one.
He's just a dog. He's just very warm.
He's exceedingly warm. He's melting the snow.
Warm. Anything else?
I don't know, I suppose I had more than one reason for coming out here. That's an alarm that's just kind of been going off. I don't know whose it
Has
is.
it been?
Yeah, there's.
I haven't noticed it.
It's
at
been
all.
going off periodically. I assumed it was your mom's.
It might be.
Hello?
Truthfully, I suppose I had more than one reason for coming out here. I did want to verify what exactly this gift was, but I just needed some time away from the keep. I figured that was for my best interest and for Cora and Casters.
If you need shelter, I can scrounge up something so you don't have to stay in the cold of the night.
I'll probably be back before long. I don't plan to stay out here all night. There's too much work to do.
I might have to.
Why?
Laudanum.
Stop drinking it! You can't fly straight anymore, can you?
No, we'll have to find out. And she goes to fly. Do you want me to make like... Because this is, I guess this is the character.
This is definitely an in-character inebriation.
Yeah.
What kind of check is it if you're fucking inebriated?
Maybe fortitude.
Fortitude?
Yeah. I don't. We don't have to roll that. It's just.
Your dog's name
Funny.
Vacnir?
Vacnir.
It's a good name.
I came up with it. I don't know where. You're probably not flying straight if you're fucking downing laudanum. I'm just gonna let you know that now.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hang out here.
If I come back without you, they're gonna think I killed you.
Nah. It's not been the first time I've stayed out in the wilderness hunting stuff.
I'm not going back without you, Cassandra. We'll just stay the night out here.
Camping trip.
We'll just stay out here.
I'm going to build a shelter.
Lysara's gonna cast another sending and tell Cora, Cassandra's inebriated and she cannot fly home. We will be back probably tomorrow. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Laudanum. It wasn't me. Laudanum.
That's ridiculous. I will retrieve you.
Damn it, I can't reply again without casting sending again.
Like,
I'm gonna add to my first message, Cassandra says yay camping.
You don't know where we are.
That's also true, but she can scry us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which that was the
But
plan.
you are also using like all of your teleports right now to get everyone home.
I mean, there's only 4 people.
Only 4 people went with you to Artbridge?
Yeah.
In the fucking Halifax?
And plus, I have as long as I have as long as I have spell slots and time, I have as many teleports as we need, because I can just spell substitution. I can just replace some of my prepared spells with teleports.
Well, you're already making our shelter, so roll your fucking inebriated ass survival check for that.
Go
As if it
for
fucking matters.
I want to know.
I want to know too, actually. I can try to help you, but
Do you have a decent survival roll?
I have a decent everything roll.
No, that's fair.
What is Casters?
Sure, I'll roll to support you, why not?
Oh, good, not bad.
Yay, bonding time. We're gonna make it.
Yay, my friend's a devil, but she's still pretty alright.
We're gonna make it the snowman.
We're not making a snowman.
Please tell me Cassandra wants to make a snowman.
I definitely succeeded at my roll to assist. In fact, I don't know why I rolled it. My bonus is higher than 15.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 25 to help her, so that probably worked.
That'd be 28 with
28 with
+2,
assistance.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 28 total.
Fucking. It's shabby.
It's a shack.
But it is put together. It is enough that you could conceivably live in it for a few weeks, but it's got a scruggety look to it.
During the
It's-
process of... Go ahead. What is it?
A white suburban mom who comes from an upper middle class family might call it rustic.
There we go.
Is it like a log cabin? Did you just build a fucking log cabin?
No.
Abraham Lincoln out here.
Yeah.
That is Matt's name now.
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah.
Wait, is it?
Because I'd be building that Lincoln logs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh!
Shut the fuck up!
Alright, it was a good session, guys.
Oh my
Cassandra's
god!
about to die, so Matt, get ready to roll a new
Two things I know about Matt. One, he is a fart man.
I hate
No,
you.
2?
The 2 is not true anymore. His friends do not care about him very much because
the 2
he...
is just in reference to shitting, because, you know, number 2.
God damn it, Matt.
I'm holding a knife.
Prepare to make a new character.
You guys are just walking into that. You're setting me up. Fuck you guys.
I thought we were gonna let it die at Lincoln, but no, we had to go even
It's
farther.
my fault.
Anyway.
During the process of this, like, shack being built, Vacnir, like, dissipates. There's, like, a heat shimmering effect, and he, like, returns to his hole.
Oh,
Yeah, that's got a time limit to it.
oh.
Unfortunate. I was hoping I didn't have to build a fire pit.
Well, with me here, you probably still won't. I mean, you don't really feel the adverse effects of cold, and I'm me.
Right.
Man, you are fucked up. Alright.
Gotta cook?
Go to sleep.
I need venison.
I need
That's
food.
laudanum, that's not venison.
Ah, shit.
Wrong pouch, wrong belt pouch.
How did you know my belch pouch?
Because you've been taking the laudanum out of that one.
Need food.
Got a keen eye there.
I did not think this is how I would be spending my night, but I suppose I might as well.
It's better than lying in fear in the keep. Well, not fear. Just worry.
Trepidation.
That's a good word for it. It's nice and big.
That makes bad noise.
I'm going...
I weighed Castor's friendship with me against his devotion to the tenets of his faith, and I hesitantly decided that he probably cares more about me. And I was really sure I was wrong when I saw him.
He's a complex... Well... He's a complex man, yes. I'm going to say that. He has very intense feelings about things. And is very conflicted about a lot of... What the fuck? Very...
That was in character.
Very...
He just starts peeling shit off the laudanum bottle.
Very conflicted about the state of things.
I know the
Peel.
fallout of this isn't over.
No, no, of course not.
I'm just glad that you've had my back through it at least.
Well, what am I going to do? Just
I don't know what
it.
Cora and Castor did.
Nah. I've had worse.
Put you in the poo-poo place.
You're not dead, that's all I care about.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Well, me too, so don't die.
I know where I'm going when I do.
Exactly, so don't die.
It's simple, forehead.
Not planning
Merely
on
do
it.
not die.
Think about it, dumb. Don't.
Want to be immortal? Just don't die, forehead. This message
You're
brought to you
trying
by
really
Dallas.
hard, man.
I'm trying to not fucking...
You're not in character right now. You don't have to sound drunk.
I want to. It adds to the flavor.
The real life flavor of Matt.
Yeah.
He is a fart man.
We are all
Fart.
struggling.
I'm not.
I'm fine.
I'm just watching this in awe, and I'm trying to continue talking, but I'm fucking enraptured by this.
I'm doing it. Anyway, like, Cass just like says, Castor's a complicated man. Cora is also a complicated woman. They have complex feelings. But they're good people.
It's not going to get better when they find out about Eliana.
Of course not.
But it reasonably could not get much worse.
I do suppose I've already hit close to rock bottom in their eyes, though. So,
Why not just...
grab a shovel.
Why not?
I didn't want it to be this way.
Why did...
That's why her will saves are so high, because she's blasted out of her mind.
She just doesn't realize anything bad is happening, so she's just like, what?
Can't
Barely
feel
even
pain if
tickled.
Your nerves are all dead.
I'm guessing this is a recent habit.
At least as recent as the legs.
Yeah.
That's the farthest.
She was actually
back,
always just a giant opioid addict, and now she has an excuse for it.
But... what was I gonna... What was the last thing we said?
I didn't want it to be this way.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. I don't think anyone wants to be a devil and have their soul damned for eternity in the abyss. Or the hells, rather.
no, there's books on that. Anyway.
It was just...
It is a shame that it got to this way, though.
It's something that I felt like I had to do. If we had reached the climax of the struggle against Azathoth and all of this had come to its head, and then we lost, and I had resting on my conscience that I hadn't done all that I could do, that would have been worse than dying.
Well, with the plane not existing, there'd be no death.
That's
So
not an upside.
It's not a downside either.
With nihilism that potent, how the fuck have you gotten this far?
Wow.
You're the mayor of the fucking town. Silver linings.
I'm only nihilistic when I'm not in my right mind.
Then stop drinking that fucking laudanum! And she, like, smacks the bottle out of your hand.
She catches it.
How did you do that?
It enhances the reflexes.
Sharpens the acuity. You see. Saw it coming.
Don't look at me like that.
It doesn't matter.
You know what the fuck you've done.
What? Drink?
You need to get your shit together. You're a
Probably.
mayor.
Oh, you need to get your shit together.
Well, as far as I can...
I'm not a mayor.
As far as I can tell,
Yeah.
You're a
they
queen.
don't like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
I've
about to
built
pretend to
rapport.
be me.
And I've built rapport. It's not a massive issue.
It's still...
I need to have some of my nights where I can have fun. And
It's
if
still
that's-
not a very good look for the mayor of the town to be getting blasted off her ass on opioids.
What are you going to do? Tattle on me?
No more lies, right?
Shit. Fine.
Finishes the bottle.
You're a piece of work, Cassandra. And that's coming from this.
Mission accomplished. I don't know what the mission is. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, sleep this one off, Chief. I'll keep watch for a while. I
I
need
have
to
to-
think about things anyways.
Cass falls asleep.
Unless anything happens, we could just proceed to the next day.
Cass falls asleep holding, like in the fetal position, holding all of her shit.
You can't steal from this bum.
I sleep with my eyes always open.
God damn it.
Lasara looks over at the fucking castle she's sleeping and just... Damn it.
What? What does that mean?
Damn it.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
So the next day, did anything like occur concerning?
I said that's ridiculous. I'm going to go get you, and literally I was going to go get you after. Wait a minute.
In no uncertain terms, I basically told you not to. but I couldn't cast another sending, so I didn't.
Actually, you being away is...
A lot easier for bringing them home, no?
Yeah.
So maybe don't come get us, like I said.
Yeah.
So we have our fun camping night plus sadness and drinking on Cassandra's part, I guess.
Sadness and drug use.
I feel great.
Cassandra fucking getting blasted for both of us.
God, I'm an awful DM. Look at my players all in character running the session themselves, and I'm just over here like... like...
You didn't have a plan for the session.
I mean, I vaguely did.
Now you know how I feel on Sunday.
Yeah,
Well, it
that's
took
right.
me a year and a half to get to this point.
Yeah.
Damn, Matt, you degraded fast.
Well,
see-
well, to Matt's credit, we had a lot of interruptions.
Well, that's
We're
what I
on.
was saying. We've been running that game for like a year, but we've had like fucking
Half the sessions.
15 sessions.
Half the sessions.
Please don't say a number that might actually be close to the actual number.
Why do you think I said it?
Depresso.
Depresso.
Continue.
So yeah.
I don't know what happens next. I was doing measurements on the table and TVs because I've got money, and I'm thinking about either putting a projector in this room
Ooh.
and having it project downwards
Oh,
so that I can put maps on the table,
that'd be
and
sick,
then I
actually.
can leave that mat in there,
Mhm.
or
I mean, don't you still want something you can draw on?
I mean occasionally, yeah, but I can draw on this.
Oh yeah.
Just have a project a square grid.
Can't
have
you
a
get
map
one of
down
those
there.
tables that has like a grid like in it, like on a like a screen type thing?
I
It would be less versatile than like
well,
a projector.
The other thing that I was looking into is like mounting a television into a table, because either a projector or a television on the table is just going to be another monitor for this thing, and I don't want. I was looking into that, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that and what of them would be less of a pain in the ass. So I don't know. That's what I was looking into,
Okay.
and I am sat over here just like
Fully lost in the sauce.
fucking lost in the sauce.
Are you okay?
Cassandra and Lasara talked about their feelings.
I'm not even tired. I just don't know what I'm doing.
Do you want some time?
No, because time's not gonna fix the problem.
Oh,
You-
you've got what I had on Sunday.
You got cotton brain.
I'm
Cotton
not-
brain.
It's not even that, because I've spent the entire day like thinking and putting stuff together. It just wasn't for this.
Amy's brain right now is the epitome of like the smoke that comes off of tires when you burn out with them. And just
That is a very good approximation. Like I am just burned out. I've been burned out for a while, and I've been running this game because I was like, no, I can just chug to the end of it, but I really can't. I need a break.
Okay.
No problem.
that's understandable.
But I do actually want to take a moment to talk about like, so if I am gonna take a break, here I'm gonna pause this recording. All right, there we go. It's recording.
Hey, back
We are
in.
back.
We're back. Backer.
So a few things in like kind of rapid succession happen. That night, Cora comes back with Kadra and the rest from Halifax.
Oh, I also know there's something that I need you to do, Amy.
Fuck, I promised her we wouldn't have to do that.
I need.
What?
I need to know when the king wants me to bring, is going to give me those soldiers so that I can show them Arkbridge.
Is that imperative to right now?
I guess no, you don't need to tell me.
Soon, trademark.
It's just
I
hard
like
to
that
plan
one.
around.
I like that one.
Sometime in the next week or two, trademark. Not imminently that requires my attention.
All right, she'll tell if you need to reach me, have one of your court wizards or something send me a sending.
Bibbity bobbity, we'll do that.
Bibbity boppity, get off my property.
Hippity fucking hoppity.
So yeah, what do you say? We come back the next day with a not drunk Cassandra, right?
Yes. She doesn't have any more laudanum.
Good. Don't get more.
You're not my mom. Shut the
But
fuck
we
up.
arrive back at the keep probably sometime towards like the late morning.
Okay, look. I'm not sure what to say.
The sorrow's done gone and sprouted horns. It's the darndest thing, I tell you.
It's the damnedest thing.
You know how Lasara said. You know how Lasara said, knighting me probably isn't a good idea. There was a lot of wisdom in that. She's gone through a metamorphosis. I'm still trying to understand it, but she is still working with us. She just looks very concerning. Look, I'll stop dancing around it. She's got horns.
And wings and a devil's tail.
Who are you talking to?
Lady
Okay,
Kadra.
So yes, I do need to have a conversation with you.
No, okay.
Do we have more character sheets? I made a boo-boo. Like a child. Like the child I am.
No, that's all she'll say.
Just mull that over when the horned one arrives.
The things I ask you not to do, and then you do them anyway. I say, hey, I really don't want to actually have to host anything at the moment. And you're like, oh, okay. I will be a gremlin now.
Gremlin.
Well, anyway, she'll process that how she will. Maybe we'll come back to that conversation next time. Maybe we won't.
The important conversation to have is one amongst us
Yes.
four, I guess, technically, although Cassandra already knows.
So,
you send us a page?
Yeah, Paige fetches you, it brings you to her room.
No.
So, once you all arrive...
those lot are a lot less enthusiastic these days.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, right.
Nut.
Not.
I'm going to assume she means the war room. I'm headed there.
Yep.
I had just been about to say her room, but sure, the war room. That's fine too.
Does the page correct him?
No,
Nut.
fine, war room.
Nut.
As long as no one else is there,
Keep an eye out for fucking Grix.
that's what I was thinking.
Keep out for Rick-shaped holes. He probably already knows, let's be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
He
no,
also
probably
wouldn't
knows.
particularly
There was a
care.
Rick-shaped hole in Eliana when you stabbed her.
I don't think he would
Oh,
care
God.
that much either. But once the party all is summoned and Lysara's like sat at like her, not her seat, but the one she usually sits at helping Caster, she's like, all right, I have bad news, and I have a potential proposal
I don't
for
realize.
the future.
How bad could the news be?
Well,
After all,
Decently bad.
she just kind of gestures.
well, I had to do certain things to acquire this, and she like mimics the gesture, and you already know one of them.
We're all aware that you had to do terrible, awful, horrible, immoral, disgraceful, and downright sinful things to do that.
I killed an Aesir man in the Plane of Fire. You wouldn't.
Okay.
You don't know him. No
He
lie.
goes to a different school.
No more lies. That's what this is. Me stealing the heart was on Asmodeus's bidding.
Of course it was.
Me killing my mother was at Asmodeus's
Wait, you
bidding.
killed your mother?
Yes,
Yes.
she did.
As in the
Ah.
queen of Escanor.
Yes. No one knows it was me though,
How do you know that?
because I was disguised when I went.
I'll do it. Well,
Fantastic.
opens up a slot for you to take a throne.
And it also leaves a sane and stable parent there to vouch for me when I return to take it, as opposed to my mother, who would have been the opposite of that.
Quite.
And I guess since you didn't know about my mother, you also didn't know that I found out where my doppelganger came from, which was Ishianor.
Really?
There's a rather unsavory ritual and that is coming from me that you can perform to essentially create a magical copy of someone. And my mother performed it because she was so stricken with grief that I left, that she wanted to replace me.
And then you killed her.
And then the copy got so obsessed with replacing me that it tried to literally replace me by killing me.
That's why it kept following us.
That's why I kept meddling in my business.
It does raise the question, though, of why did it burn all the settlements that it did?
It felt like it.
If it was an exact copy of me, it probably was impulsive and irrational.
Probably.
So there's that.
Well, I can't say I'm entirely surprised. I mean, you're, well,
You.
And
you, and I mean, murder's basically compulsory for those kind of things, so I'm not surprised at either of
there's
those.
one more skeleton in my closet.
Oh boy.
Cassandra is is standing next to Lysara.
Like, don't move, either of you.
Yeah.
Do share.
She does not look happy. She looks very sullen.
Eliana.
What about Eliana?
You killed her.
At Asmodeus' bidding.
And then screamed and cried to take the blame off yourself. Of course. Of course.
You're a class act. And you wasted my time. Cool.
That wasn't all I brought you here for. Although I did lead with the bad news, so I suppose that's on me.
I tried to... Never mind.
What's done
We
is
agreed
done.
no more secrets, and that's what this is, as she stated. It's not
I
comfortable.
can't, I'm not happy with it, and I'm not proud of it,
Until there are more.
but it's there.
Well, then get on with it. You said you had a proposal.
I have an idea. Something that I think will go off smoother and easier overall than having to disguise me every time I step foot outside the keep.
Easier than when you showed up?
Yes. Although, this wouldn't necessarily be something we could really keep up around the keep since everyone already knows. But rather than using magic to disguise me every place we go, which would eventually get tiresome, and who knows who could catch me outside of my disguise, I could simply pass myself off as a tiefling. Although I do agree that the coronation I should look like how I normally do. That I agree with. But otherwise, I could simply be a tiefling.
You know, there's still one thing I'm very confused about. How do you expect people to follow you around when you look like that?
What do you mean?
If, let's say, you were a soldier, and your captain revealed himself emblazoned in all manner of blasphemous and hellish symbol, do you really think that the normal person is going to want to follow you?
Well, I have two things for that. One of them actually does play into passing myself off as a tiefling, because this doesn't exactly go over subtly, and she like gestures at the crest of Asmodeus on her armor. But one, by and large, armies I command are not. I don't command most of them.
But
The armies I would be commanding would be the Plane of Fire, which wouldn't really care. Ishinor, which would see me as an Ifrit until it became absolutely necessary that they did not. And the armies of Hell, which know who I am.
But you're saying that you're going to be that you're going to be coronated looking as you do.
No, I'm still disguising myself as an Ifrit for the coronation. It's just everywhere else we went aside from that. The coronation, I should still look as an Ifrit for the least complication and controversy possible.
Okay, well, at least that is, yeah.
But as for the symbol, I have a simpler and more elegant solution, and she snaps her fingers and like heat sort of shimmers over her armor, and then it just kind of turns into something else. It's just a more like simple, like studded leather garment that covers both of her sleeves of arms like better, and it has a high enough neckline that you can't really see what's on her neck, and she's like, and there's no symbol obviously, and she's like, ta-da.
You did it, guys. You can do that too.
Yes, my armor just defaults to that.
She is just a rather inflicted tiefling woman.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with dealing with tieflings. They just have unfortunate blood.
And
That's rather forward thinking of you. Most drow hate them.
Well, most drow hate everything that isn't drow, so there's that.
No, but
There is that.
they're especially looked down upon. They're at the same
did
level
you
as
just lick
Duragar.
your screen?
No, I used my lips to move it.
They're at the same level as Duragar. At least most of them.
What the fuck?
It's a touchscreen.
God damn it, Amy,
That's
why?
not the justification that it was being.
You know what
asked
you can
about.
use for a touchscreen? These fingy.
You know,
Your
I've been sitting here
fingers.
using this to scroll through it and been like, man, this is really inconvenient.
And your lips were more convenient. This is the
I
one.
didn't. Oh, hold on.
This is the galaxy brain.
Hold on. It didn't even register to me that it was a touch screen I could use with my fingers, but that wasn't the reason I used my lips. I did use my lips because I'm an idiot, and that's when I remembered it was a touch screen, but fingers did not enter the equation.
So anyways,
I have used my nose on my phone about as often as my
I've
fingers.
done that.
the drow hate tiefling about as much as they hate Duragar.
Which I'm imagining is quite a lot.
My name is Jonas Blackwood.
I mean, look at Korra.
You got me there. Yeah, no one would have any. Well, there might be some qualms, mostly because tieflings are, well, not exactly looked upon favorably, but I mean, they're basically everywhere.
It would take some finagling. It would have to be a tiefling whose fiendish heritage was very recently in her lineage. I mean, look at me. But I don't necessarily think that there would be any problems with it going over.
No, not even necessarily recent. They crop up anywhere in a bloodline.
Well, the more fiendish the traits, the more recent the heritage usually. The more human blood mixed within the lineage, the more it dilutes the fiend blood.
Not necessarily. A lot of tieflings just pop up kind of centuries later. It just kind of happens every now and again.
It's at the whims. It's at the whims of the lords below.
You ever heard of Punnett squares?
Fucking what?
What the hell is a
What?
Punnett square?
Shut up, Captain Genetics over here, like you know what the fuck that is.
So anyways, yes, this saves us gold on any number of disguising scrolls or items that would disguise me, as well as risking anyone catching me outside of the disguise.
Good job.
Way to go. And thus the whole operation being blown, essentially. I simply introduce myself as a tiefling, go by a different name.
So what name are we calling you now?
I'll get back to you on that.
Please don't make it something in Infernal.
Oh, that's.
I don't think that would be very wise.
Do you even speak Infernal?
I do not. I'd be able to figure out how to pronounce the name, but
I'm
I
not
hang
gonna
on.
make you
understand the-
phonetically learn Infernal.
Hang on, the
Thank
Devil
you.
Hunter can't speak Infernal?
Oh,
Sorry?
fuck, would he?
I'm surprised.
It's not like he has to tell him how much he hates him. The axe sends the message.
No. What, I suppose
That's Rick's laughing.
I suppose there are others that would
Oh, hey,
be.
Grix. Ah.
I'm just surprised.
I fucking love that noise so much.
I'm just surprised that it's not important for investigative work.
The part of the War Priest Corps I was part of was not inquisitorial. We were just kind of be a wall,
Extermination.
kill it dead.
Knights of the
I
Morning
could
do
t-
do that.
Cora could teach you. I could. Cora could teach you.
Smart redirection. I suppose it would be useful. Never really had much time for those kinds of studies, actually. They mostly had us studying tactics, which I was bad at, and hitting things, which I was really, really good at.
We've seen.
All I
Thank
know
you.
is how to do one.
I would take it as a compliment.
Also, I want verification one last time, just for my own relief, that if I am to summon any fiendish help to aid us, not in the public eye, where it would be frowned upon,
We
that
do
you
that.
won't put your axe to it.
I
do-
cannot give you any guarantees. Some things are just instinct.
It's not gonna attack you.
If it's in a critical moment, just don't do it immediately near me, and I probably won't hit it, but
If we do that, do it in a situation where there will be no witnesses.
That's what I just said.
Okay. And anyone, and if there are any onlookers, that's on you.
Yeah, I understand. It's a dire straits kind of thing.
How fast can you move?
Flying?
Anything.
Well,
You got
Here-
wings, can you fly?
here's a clever... Pretend I came up with a clever in-character way of saying 30 feet of normal movement speed and 50 feet of flying.
If you do summon something and there are witnesses, I'll pretend to be shocked, you run.
I guess that's better than not having a backup plan at all.
Works for
Saves
me.
me the face of saves us the trouble of me having to fight you, me the face of not getting onto someone for using infernal magic, and you the face of being around when there are people to persecute you for using infernal magic.
How outlawed is infernal magic?
You're summoning devil bullshit.
Probably is.
What do you think?
To answer your question, like most evil magics, like things like Hellfire Ray, is probably not forbidden, but you could get in
But just
trouble
look at
depending on
that.
where you are or who you cast it at or when or why.
No.
Summoning devils is probably illegal everywhere.
That's fair.
I mean, using the magic, I mean, that can just be attributed to a gift of your bloodline, but if you start pulling shit out of the hells, there's gonna be trouble, not only with me, but with everyone who would be able to see.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's no witnesses in a temple.
True enough.
The temples, the ones we have to...
Oh, to the shadow. I
There's
was
no
about to say,
witnesses
if you were
in
about
those.
to say there are no witnesses in a Sacred Temple,
No,
I
no,
would
that's the
actively
opposite of
kill
what I
you
was
now
saying.
because the implications, yes.
No, there's no...
Just like just casually, like I would kill you now. Just I want to get that out there.
There
You
are
would
no-
die.
I
immediately.
would super put my axe in your
There's
face.
no witnesses in like one of the temples, like the desert.
Yeah, no, I
Do it.
I will try to
Shit, my
restrain my
whole ass.
hand, but
Cut loose there.
you'll understand if I react.
Just don't kill my dog.
You have a
Dog?
dog?
It's a dog.
Dog.
She's done it already.
Yes, I've witnessed
God.
it.
That's
quite
why you
warm.
ran away. That explains it.
Quite.
Where were you? Oh, you go hunting.
Oh no, she was blasted
Oh.
off her ass.
Yeah, they were.
Sorry?
I had a lot in them.
They built
Why?
a. They built a
How
log
much?
cabinet. They built
You
a log
okay?
cabinet.
I'm
Cabinet.
coherent.
They
I
built
got
a
here.
log cabin.
We
Uh,
couldn't come home last night because she was too wasted to fly straight.
How much did you have?
That
It's
bottle.
irrelevant. The bottle's not visible.
She points towards the pouch that has it. That bottle.
I threw it away. You think I would save the evidence?
The fact that
And
you
you
know it's
know-
evidence means it's a problem, Cassandra.
fact-
And
that
all
you-
of you came for me for substance abuse when you had this.
Well, I never denied the fact that I was an alcoholic.
This is more than alcoholism. This is an opioid addiction.
This is a
My legs hurt.
This is
okay?
an intervention.
Cassandra. This is an intervention.
Cassandra, we're your friends. We're here to help.
We should get her new legs.
Who's gonna put them on?
You
We
know,
just lost one of the best smiths.
I mean,
That's the end of that sentence.
I'm sure there's someone who can do it. Probably not
gods. If
quite
only
as
if only there was someone.
Yeah, okay, bolt 2 new legs to her. Do it. Make them and bolt them to her.
It would take time.
To be fair, Droll.
What do you
did-
know about smithing?
What do you know that I don't?
We have
I-
a smith in the keep. He's pretty comparable.
We haven't. I would just supply them a list of ingredients and I would assemble it myself. They would be far more clockwork than probably lighter. I'd make them out of mithril.
Doesn't
Not just
clockwork
on-
jam?
This is.
No. Not unless you do it poorly.
These are
get
solid
shot.
iron, so
Or
they're probably substantially lighter.
Yeah, why the hell did she choose steel of all materials?
It's
It's
a
solid at
fucking
that.
orc.
Probably what she was most familiar with working with.
She is an orc.
and it makes
Hey, she's a fucking orc.
it
You
makes
got me there.
it makes sense.
Also, goddamn, I have like 1 more health point than my dog does.
Also very cheap and needed to get on my
4.
legs. These legs fast.
Well, now you've got legs, and we don't quite have time, but I'm sure we can figure something out that's better than solid steel brakes on your legs. How the hell do you even walk with those?
You know, for the time being,
You know
I
what?
think just
Save it.
staying
You've got an
with
iron
this
will.
armor is probably a better
And iron
idea.
legs.
Yes.
It's less off-putting.
Yes.
It makes it slightly easier to look in your direction.
Keep it that way. At least, unless you have to,
That'll-
absolutely.
That'll sell the moniker better as well, I imagine.
Yeah. And come up with something for us to call you, so that we don't identify you as the actual you, and then the whole thing's ruined. This espionage thing is new to me. I don't like it.
Lissifar.
Lissifar?
I was going to.
I was on the nose, don't you think?
Sometimes the best disguises are in plain sight.
I was just going to suggest either Olworth or Noldorin.
The hell cultures do those come from?
It's close
It's
enough.
it's Elvish.
It's close enough to my real name that if you slip and are about to say my real name, you can slide into that. And it's obvious enough that no one would really think to associate it.
Cass, you speak Elvish, don't you?
I?
Who actually speaks Elvish?
I do.
Oh shit.
Caster
It's Elvish for betrayer.
Yeah, like
She like casually gives you one of the finger to the side as she's talking
very,
about
very
it.
subtle, very grown up of you as well.
Blood. We can't
Wow,
have a
what do you mean?
we can't have a little bit of levity. I'm trying here.
Fair. It means betrayer in Elvish.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, that'd be cute.
See, he's laughing. He's laughing.
The two that actually felt betrayed are laughing. That's a shocker.
I don't have a choice, or
I
I'm
made-
putting my fist through your chest.
I made Caster laugh. One of my life's goals completed.
Congratulations.
That is very
Caster
impressive.
chuckles all the time.
He chuckles when someone tries to hit him and fails.
Oh, that's true.
He's
See?
thinking about
He's
it now.
thinking about it.
Exactly
Your
like
arrows
that.
bounce like rain. Yeah.
Don't eat your apple on a bench, you asshole.
Look,
We
okay.
got another bottle opium addict.
Oh, there's our
Okay,
there's
fine,
our
I
new name
will.
for Caster
Yeah,
too.
don't.
Asshole.
In any case,
What? You eat apples just for fun? You're not even hungry.
They're delicious!
So,
So we go with Lissifar. Any objections?
I have no objections.
Sure.
delicious.
sounds like Lucifer, but
That's not a name in this
oh
world.
yeah, it's not.
That is where it came from, though.
You did it!
We did it! Got
I
that!
gave myself a fist bump.
Spin!
Yeah!
Okay, yeah, sure.
Right, was there anything else?
Yes. There's the matter of what. There's the matter of next steps.
Right.
Right.
So, Safik Temple. Any objections?
There's things we need there.
did it. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, the Safik Temple in Ashianor, it's the biggest one known, that at least I know of, that is controlled by the Safik Church. It'll contain, most likely, information on her weird vampirism, her soul tree, the Sword of Cost, moving souls, animating the automatons, etc.
Things we need for armies.
Pretty much.
Yes, and we probably won't have much, given we're working on now timescales of months. Gathering information is.
Imperative.
Considering we have to balance both of these, when do you think it would be most wise to hit the first temple?
I think after we secure, at least the fire giants.
How'd you even do that?
I don't know. When do we want to do the fire giants? After the vault?
Immediately after the vault, yes.
After the
Don't
vault.
we need the
When does-
intervention of Ishinor to affect the fire giants, though?
They don't like
That was
each
out
other.
of character. I don't remember.
Oh, no.
No?
We just need Caster in the armor of
Oh,
the
that's
rock
right,
god
yeah, yeah.
to punch one real hard.
And then actually, it was the other way around. Once the fire giants were taken care of, Ishinor would become an easier ally because the fire giants are assholes.
Yeah.
At the mention
Wait,
at the mention of the fire giants, the Tsar kind of wrinkles her nose.
How soon does Halifax want you taking care of the arc bridge situation?
They said soon. They'll reach me. That literally takes me a matter of 3 hours, though.
Yeah, that won't
Okay,
be
so we
too
can-
long.
And well, 3.
Okay, so we can get that out of the way. That'll just take you a couple of hours to get there, show them it's real, get back, inform Halifax, get him on our side. That'll be perfectly fine. After that, we can head to the Safik Temple, gather the information we're going to need about moving souls, if the automaton thing would be possible. Anything else while we're there, if it becomes relevant, and then while we're in the vicinity, it would just be a quick trip down to the mountains to see if we can recruit the fire giants.
Yes.
After
sounds
that,
like
if
a plan
one
to
me.
me.
From then,
One
yet
of
more
the
visions of, and then another temple.
If we can figure out a way to if we can brainstorm a way on how to recruit the storm giants, we might as well do that while we're in the general area as well. But
Is
that's
there
only
a
if we
god
have
of-
anything, because I don't have anything.
Is there a god of storms? In thunder?
Anything that would be an equivalent
Leona.
to Malachar for them.
Leona.
Leona?
She is the goddess of storms.
One of them.
One of them, at the very least.
Perhaps they might actually covet the crystal apple.
Perhaps.
On the bright side,
I don't
this
think-
next temple we should be considerably more prepared for. The last temple was a long time ago.
It's very possible that the temple in the desert was not as powerful as was not as dire as the others. I say that, and we nearly died in that temple
Well,
because
two things to consider. We're also considerably more powerful now, and we have an idea of what to expect.
I
we
know
had
that.
no clue what we were walking into in that temple.
But that sort of distortion, there are signs. If there it would do them well if they needed to disguise it to limit themselves. If some of these temples are in remote locations, they might not need to disguise themselves at all.
My better bet then would be to take out the ones that would be closer towards civilization areas, ones that would require some kind of disguising to avoid freaking out the local populace, because they'll likely be easier to take care of, if not easier to approach. And then once we have a better idea of how the things work and how we can deal with them, we can go after the ones in the woodlands.
Of course, that's just a theory.
What do you... I have a theory about where they're located. Well, I mean, we know where they're located, don't we?
We
Oh,
know
one of
we're missing one.
Ah, damn. In the instance of, like, where they would be,
You can't hear me.
this is assuming that this is how it would be, but... Well, the one in the desert was disguised as a temple for Gramosh. What if the others are disguised as temples for various other gods?
False gods. Ones we know aren't in the pantheon.
No, Gramoosh was a... No, that's right, Gramoosh was always a lie.
Gamush was a proxy god. I have a question.
And
this
there's... Oh, sorry, continue.
I have a question that just potentially may be a little too forward thinking of me, but I want to at least get some consensus on it because it does have a time frame. I was given a month by the King of Fire to deliver his artifact and his blood price. When do you think would be a good time to try taking care of that? We can't reasonably consider the fire elementals as on our side until we at least give him his artifact and
We should have...
quote-unquote blood price.
We
I
should...
still think I might be able to haggle with the King of Water.
10 days.
10 days from now?
No, I'm saying it would probably... it would take us a maximum of up to 10 days to
No.
find that... to find this item, probably. So, about 15 days from now, I imagine.
Fair
Do you know
enough.
what you're looking for?
It was a... Amy, wasn't it a ring?
What is ordering?
The
Fucking
you
Jojo.
after?
Yeah, the thing that the King of Fire wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a ring.
more like a bangle, but yeah.
Bangle. That's a good word. Bangles
Yeah.
are fun.
Any idea of the location?
The equivalent of where I was at in the King of Fire's palace, but I'm pretty
So
sure
it
it
probably
belongs to the King of Water.
Okay, so it's all going to be in the King of Water's palace. Then.
Right, it would all be in one place.
And you want him dead.
I don't like
Well,
He
well,
wants him
He
dead.
wants him dead.
I think we could potentially spare his life in exchange for his support. And then just tell the King of Fire he's dead.
Well,
You really think that's going to go well over with the King of Water? Like, hey, we were sent here by your mortal enemy to kill you, but we won't if you send your armies into battle for us.
It depends entirely on how brutally we crush his forces.
Okay, you've got a point.
most elemental lords do respect strength.
The King of Fire sure did.
We don't really have any hold in the plane of water, though. We don't have anything that would, like...
We just can...
You can burn fire.
I can also burn water.
Oh, you got me there.
I can burn anything.
That's a scary thought.
And it's, aside from the obvious fact that I can drown, water doesn't do anything to me in particular. This
You know-
armor protects me from it.
Ironically, some of the hottest fire you could make would be if you could break water down into its constituent components, but you can't do that with heat. Not that I know of. You need to electrolyze it but combining hydrogen and oxygen burns very hot. The exhaust of the space shuttle is just water because its fuel is just liquid oxygen and hydrogen combined in a combustion chamber with an exhaust temperature of over 3,500 degrees Kelvin.
Good God.
Which is to say, almost as hot as the surface of the sun.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying is,
science.
if we made a suit out of spaceship like engine components,
What
Space
I'm
shuttle
saying
tiles.
is that I gave up on my dream to be an astrophysicist, and here I am now.
no, what you're saying is, if we make a suit out of spaceship components, we could walk on the sun.
Make a suit out of literal space shuttle tiles.
That actually hurts. Ow.
Just choke her out like a decent person.
There we go.
There we go. Dead. Done. No more puns.
Haley
No
is
more
dead.
bad jokes. No more anything.
Haley dies. Roll credits.
This session is Haley fucking dies. That's the description of this episode. Haley
You know
fucking
that
dies.
line of the dude who punches the phone like 12 times and then with his bare ass drops it on the phone and that's the end of the vine? That's the energy I wanted to channel hitting you.
His bare ass.
You didn't need to hit me.
Are you okay?
That hurt.
Are you okay?
That hurt.
I think she's in pain.
Are you okay?
So yes, I can burn water, and coldness and water and the like doesn't necessarily have any more adverse
I
effect
feel
on me than it
okay.
would do.
Yes.
This armor protects me from it. So, like I said, aside from the fact that we can all drown there, which I'm hoping there is a magical counterpart for,
Of course there is.
Undrownify spell.
there it is.
That's
That was a good thud right there.
that is the vocal
There it
and
Yeah,
somatic
because this
components
bitch
of that smell.
flat, part of the itty bitty titty committee, so I can still do shit like, because my chest ain't got shit on it.
Oh,
Ow.
hush.
I hit too high. I didn't go low enough. I hit myself actually like in the throat.
You
Good
fucking
job.
moron.
So yeah, in about 15 days we could head there, acquire that ring, quote unquote kill the King of Water, or just actually kill him if he doesn't want to play ball. And then we return to the King of Fire, let him know his well, I returned.
Hey, are
to the
you
King of Fire,
alright?
Let him know his deal's done. So we have a rough itinerary laid out. We want to go to the Safed Vault, let
Yeah,
Cora take care of things in Halifax, smooth things over with the fire giants, and then we're gonna head for a temple.
There's also one further matter. Either that we should do between. Excuse me.
Go on.
There's just a bongo player in the other room.
Local bard is practicing.
I did it, guys. I really made it as a bard. I rolled to fuck somebody.
You did,
did-
and
you-
you succeeded.
You did it!
I made one roll after you guys left. I rolled a natural 20 on my performance check for that one.
It was a performance check, huh?
Well, what would you have rolled?
I don't know. You made me roll deception.
No,
It was-
you rolled sleight of hand.
No, I didn't roll sleight of hand.
I rolled-
Cora rolled sleight of hand.
That's right, you rolled sleight of
I
hand.
rolled
And
deception.
I rolled.
for your silver
Drollish,
tongue.
Drollish rolled intimidate.
That's right.
This is true.
Dark times.
That I remember.
Those are not dark times.
They were much happier times than these.
That was when she was still possessed by Azathoth, though.
Yeah, but she wasn't possessed by Asmodeus.
That was
How is
also
that better?
that was also the
We didn't
beginning
have
of her
Azathoth
like
to
hard
deal
lying
with
to
yet.
the party, because that was when she started being like, "Man, my family never really cared much about me. They just wanted me to be a successor to the throne and stuff." That was a fucking lie.
I'm a fucking. What is the question you need to ask? How quickly can it be answered?
I didn't have any.
We didn't have any questions.
Okay.
You can recede.
Kiwi, show me your power.
Holy shit.
Jamie, pull that thing up again.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Oh.
Wait! Is that all we need a redundant here. We've got a rough plan. You got all these things out. We've got the solution with you being horned solved.
We also need.
Lasara went from horny to horned.
We also, my younger brother, we can. There is resistance in the north, and there is resistance in the north, and we can talk to the resistance there, probably, and introducing ourselves to that underground railroad would be a good way of doing it. There's also the fact that if we give them tools that they can use, maybe they can look into my theory about the Empress's palace.
That would be incredibly useful. We will do that after the first temple.
I think once
Gotcha.
we're in the first temple is when we should start considering what next moves to make, because it'll take us a bit to get through the temple and bring it down. And also, the state of events and affairs may have changed by then.
The series of events we are going to partake in will take at least a month. So.
Right. Any other things then, in the meanwhile, for today at least?
If they're going to take at least a month, we should probably head for the Plane of Water after the Fire Giants, actually. Because I was given a month by the King of Fire.
We'll figure it out.
Right, then I'm going to do this on principle. He knocks a bookshelf to the floor. Have a good day.
What?
I pick those books up.
Why?
That's
Because he's angry. No talk me angry.
That's me. I pick those up.
You go about your day. I'll clean it up.
Fucking.
This dungeon master has reached the end of their effort. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
The camera zooms out on Castle Keep, and all is not well, but it shall continue. Thank
What?
you for listening to It's Always Sunny in Ava.
What time is it?